Well, guys, thanks for joining in tonight. This wonderful, lovely Friday night. It feels so good to be hanging out here with you guys instead of running the streets and getting into something crazy. I love it, man. I wanted to get on here tonight and talk about a few things other than microphones and studio equipment. As you guys know, this whole month we're going to be talking about things that I overhear other people talking about at the gym and other places, man. It seems like everything is really crazy right now, and I wanted to raise the question tonight, and many of us worry about this or wonder about this. Are people talking about you? Does that bother you to know that people are talking about you? Some people don't like other people talking about them. But I wanted to bring this up tonight just simply because I remember being in school, and I remember my dad always saying to us as we were growing up, he said, son, he said, when people are talking about you, that's a good thing. It's when they stop talking about you, that's when you have to worry. And I never really could understand that, but now I get it, man. I get it. When they stop talking about you, that's not good, right? So good or bad, people are going to talk about you, and it's not a bad thing all the time, because you're in that circle, man, and you must be popular or you must be doing something either right or wrong, but you are doing and you are alive. So it's better to be alive than being dead, right? So, let them talk. Let them talk all their stuff. Here's the thing, though. I do want to say this. If you find yourself in a situation where people are talking about you and there are things that aren't true, people are saying things that aren't true about you, and perhaps you have a friend that likes to gossip a lot. And here I want to say this to you. If they're talking to you about someone else, then more than likely that person that you think that's your friend is talking about you to someone else, right? So if they're the type to gossip and you hear them talking all the time about someone else and what they're doing and what they're doing wrong, you can count on it that they're talking about you behind your back as well. So you might not like it, but I did want to say this. If you are hearing things that aren't true, and let's just say you have a friend that's saying things that you know that's not true, and it's getting back to you and it's not true, the best way to handle that, you guys, is to get the two together and bring it up in front of the two. Hey, why don't you tell me the other day what you were saying that so-and-so said? And then say that right in front of them. And then that way it puts the other person on the spot, right? And you can find out, who is the gossiper and what is true and what isn't, right? And so it's a great way to settle things and to bring things into the open that needs to be brought into the open, right? And so because your friend that says that they said that, and if they bring you, you say, why don't you tell me what so-and-so said the other day, and then you got the two of them there, then it kind of makes it a little difficult and uncomfortable for the other person. But here's the thing, you're going to find out the truth, and you're going to find out who your real friends are, right? So anyway, this whole month, if you're just joining in, we're going to be talking about cool things that I overhear other people talking about in the gym or wherever. And I thought, what a great thing to talk about, because we all hear different things that's going on in the world and these crazy times that we're in. I said, well, this whole month of November, I'll just do the Audio Master show talking about different subjects and just kind of make it light and cool for those of you who like to talk about different subjects sometimes. As you guys know, I'm a microphone lover, and if you love anything to do with microphones or recording or anything like that, join on in, man. Slam that bell so that you don't miss out on any of my shows, especially this month, man, because it's going to be really cool. And I'm going to be talking about different topics and things that a lot of us want to just join in on and get in on the conversation, man. If you feel like someone's talking to you about you in your life, and you're uncomfortable about it, here's the thing: it's better that people are talking about you than not talking about you. But if they are saying things that aren't true, that's a different story, right? Because we don't want to be that's bad when someone says things about you that isn't true. So anyway, confront that person first, and then bring the two together who you've heard it from, and say, why don't you say what why don't you tell me what so and so was saying the other night? And that way, man, it really you can find out real quick if they're talking about you or if it's just gossip, right? So anyway, man, as you guys know, hang on a second. Thanks for hanging in there, man, on this Friday night. I love hanging out on a Friday night and just being able to hang out with you guys and show you guys some of my stunning microphones here. This is the AK-47 that is just a jewel. And if you are a singer, whether you're a pop singer or a rock singer or whatever kind of singer you are, this microphone really makes your vocals shine. So if you go in the studio, ask them if they have the AK-47. You would love to hear yourself on the Telefunken AK-47 large diaphragm condenser microphone, tube microphone. There's a very small tube in here, but I did want to say this whole mic was Telefunken derived this whole microphone around that tube to actually mimic or get close to the famous Neumann U47 and the Neumann M49 microphone. And so those two microphones were used countless and still today in every major studio around the world. And this little baby is like the butter and ice cream of the two. Wow, I love this one. So if you go in the studio, ask them if they have an AK-47 that they can put up on your voice, because you want to hear your voice sparkle and shine as intended to, right? So this microphone is one of those microphones that actually makes your voice sound better than it is, man. It's like, oh my gosh, is that me? And you can actually hear things that you didn't know that you were doing in your voice. And when you can hear yourself better, you can sing better. There's nothing worse than being in a studio or being on stage and you can't hear yourself properly, so you don't know if you're singing in tune, if you're singing sharp or you're singing flat. And so it's a great thing, man, when you hear yourself in a way that everything sounds crystal clear and you can hear all the small little details and beautiful little chimes and things that's going on in your voice, man. And you can actually sound and sing better. So, again, as for this microphone on your voice, it is the Telefunken AK-47, and you don't want to go in the studio and them not have this mic. It is just such a jewel. And if you are a vocalist who like to sing, sound like you have a lot of overtones in your voice and whatnot, and you're really looking for a great dynamic microphone to sing through, Bonnie Ray used to love singing through this microphone right here. This is a great dynamic microphone that's used in every broadcast studio around the world. That's right, this is the Electro Voice RE20. I believe this little puppy came out in 1969 or 68, sometime around there. And it has been holding its own all this time. And like I say, it's a great microphone to actually get up in and do the screamo thing if you choose to. So, yeah, great dynamic microphones. They're such a good thing to have in your studio, especially for those vocalists who have a lot of overtones in their voice and they're not pure singers. Here's another one. This is made by Shure. This is the Shure SM7B microphone, and it is a jewel as well. I love this mic on just about anybody that comes in the studio. This is one of the first ones that I'll put up on them, and after listening to them sing a couple times, I pretty much know whether they're going to fit right in on a dynamic microphone or if they're going to sound better on a condenser microphone. And so you'll be surprised how this little baby makes your voice pop in the mix, man. Now, a lot of people are actually taking this mic right here and taking the cover off and actually singing through this mic just like this. Singing through this little puppy right here, and they love this. What's going on, K-Don? I haven't seen you in a while, my friend. Oh man, tonight we're just talking about cool topics because in November I am going to be talking about cool different topics as I show some of my microphones to you guys as we go along. And I was telling everybody how much these two dynamic microphones were one of my favorite too, to actually strap on somebody who's coming in the studio and you don't really know where they are as far as a vocalist goes. And I have a lot of people who are just starting out, man, and they just want to do karaoke stuff. So Christmas is coming around, and I like to do stuff like that. Somebody might want to come in and sing a song for their mom or their grandma or whatever, and it's like, it's a perfect time to actually strap some of these mics. You've been busy. I know, man. Hey, you know what? I think it's that time for us all at this time of the year, where things come up, man, unexpectedly, and we just get crazy busy with life and whatever, But hey, that's a good thing. And we got Thanksgiving coming up. That's gonna be on the 25th. I can't wait to get some good food on that deal. And then right after that, it seems like Christmas. And you know what I wanted to say? They're playing Christmas music already, and it ain't even Thanksgiving yet on the radio. I know, man. It's kind of crazy. But it'll be here and gone before you know it, and it'll be a new year, 2022. Wow, doesn't that sound weird? Man, 2022. Wow. You know what? I'm hoping great things for us all, Caden, on the new year coming up, man, because I tell you what, 2021 has been just freakish, right? But we gotta laugh about that crazy stuff and just hope it gets better, man. It's just gotta get better. It can't continue to get even weirder than it has been getting. It's like, how weird can it get? How weird can things get, man? I don't know. But anyway, so tonight I was going to talk about are people talking about you. And I don't know if you just, oh wow, yeah. So I don't know if you just joined in or whatever, but so that's what tonight's topic was about. And I wanted to share this with you because maybe you missed out. But I remember my dad growing up as a kid, and we were kids, and I'm the youngest of four. But I remember my dad, we would always come home, whatever, and there were, people gossip and whatnot, people say things that aren't true about you and all kind of stuff. But my dad always told us, he said, son, he said, well, people are going to talk about you, they're going to say good things about you, and they're going to say bad things about you. But here's the thing, is when they stop talking about you, that's when you need to worry. And I was like, what does that mean, being a kid? But now I understand, man. I understand what that's all about, it's better to be alive than to be dead, and you want people to know who you are than to not know who you are, right? So anyway, I get it now. I get it. But at the time, I didn't. So I wanted to talk about different cool things tonight, man, because here we are, like I say, in November. And it will be a new year upon us before long, man. Look at these babies right here, man. Look at these. Oh, man. These are the microphones that I was telling you about. This is Electro Voice 642s, and this is the mics, Caden, that I was going to talk about. I love doing like an XY thing like this on your drum kit across like this, where it gets a nice stereo feel going on between your kit. And then you can put a nice room mic in the middle, so it's picking up the room, how your drums sound in the room. And then you can mic each, your snare, your kick drum or whatever. And I've got some great killer results. These are actually wonderful mics, man. I mean, they're just as heavy as a house. And they're really, really nice mics, and they sound as intended. I got these off of eBay several years back, and when I got one of them, I didn't even know if it was going to work, man. I just said, well, you know what? If it doesn't work, hopefully they'll honor it and give me my money back on eBay or whatever, and do that deal. But I got it, man, and I plugged it in, and it sounded fabulous, and I was like, oh my gosh, man, listen to that microphone. And so then I shopped for another one, and I actually found another one. Here's the thing, man. They came in just in excellent condition to be, made in the 60s. And here we are, fixing to be 2022, and they still work and sound just amazing. Excuse me. But yeah, the Electro Voice 642 mic. What a jewel. What a nice thing to have. But anyway, man, how you been? You been doing okay? You been busy? Seemed like the last time I talked to you was around Halloween, and you were telling me you were gonna go get some treats and whatnot, and I was like, heck yeah, man. Why not all that good candy? I remember one of my favorite things that I used to like to get on Halloween was this lady on the other street, and every year I'd go over there to her house because she always made these popcorn balls, man, and they were really, really big, and she just the way she did it with this caramel, and oh man, I love those things. They get all in your teeth and everything, man, but I tell you what, they sure were good. I love those popcorn balls that she made. But anyway, that was the last time I talked to you, man. That was the last time I seen you. It's been a while. Anyway, so we're talking about cool different things this whole month, and it's kind of neat to talk about different subjects. You've been good? Awesome. Good, man. Content too, I hope. Sometimes that's hard to do. That's hard. We get busy with our life, but then we can let it either stress us out, or we can roll with it and enjoy it, right? We can let it go either way. And sometimes that's hard to juggle that and keep a nice balance as to how we're going to react to different situations. So I wanted to tell you something on a personal note, man. I got a book I've been wanting to get out. And these people that I sent my money into just pretty much ripped me off, man. You talk about, they just ripped me off, man. And I've got 3 years of me taking pictures on the beach of sunsets and sunrises and just some beautiful stuff. And I wasn't even going to do a book, but I was posting some of that stuff on social media, and a lot of my friends were saying, man, you really need to make a book. You really need to do a coffee table book, and you really need to get it out there for people to buy because your pictures are just really awesome. And I'm really not even a photographer. I just happened to be there at the right moment and happened just to take the pictures, right? And so I'm there at the right moment, and everything, nature does the rest. And so anyway, this deal sounded really good on there online. I looked at the Better Business Bureau. They had great ratings, 5 stars, the whole 9 yards. So I felt like I could trust them, man. And so I sent my money in them to publish me a book. And anyway, needless to say, it got real weird, and they were asking questions and wanting me to pay them more money to do what they said they would already do. So anyway, to make a long story short, I'm going to try to publish this thing on my own after getting ripped off. And now I just feel like I just need to do it, and but anyway, I'm trying to self-publish it, and the thing that I'm having problems with right now is actually getting the pictures in Adobe to actually bring them up to size to where I don't lose a lot of the, pixels and all that other stuff, the definitions in the pictures. So I'm having trouble. So I'm going to have to hire some college student around here to actually do that for me so that I can get that going. But here's the thing. That was something I really could have just got down and out about, and let that just really, really bother me. And it did bother me. Trust me, it did bother me because that's not something you really want to tell people. Hey, I got juked. I got scammed, man. Anyway, I got scammed, right? So $1,200, man. That's what it was. $1,200 is what they took from me, and needless to say, I'm gonna have to spend a couple more $100 to self-publish my book through Barnes and Noble. But it'll be worth it, and I can say I didn't give up on it, right? I didn't give up. I did what I needed to do to get it out there, and then once it's done, it's done. So anyway, I don't know why that came up, but that came up. Anyway, man, it feels good. How do you feel on this Friday night, man? Wow. Man, it feels good to be hanging out here tonight, man. We've been doing a lot of cool things around the house, and I don't know if you know, but this whole month, like I said, we're going to be talking about different topics. And we have a little pond here that my brother dug, and there's a big ditch that runs behind our house back here, and it seems like all the water from the city or whatever. Yeah, I mean, it kind of is, you know. I don't know if you know my situation, man, but I went through a really, really bad time 3 years ago, and pretty much lost everything in my studio, and I'm having to start over. Maybe I've talked to you about that. I used to have a really nice, good, great, beautiful studio. None of this was semi-pro. Like some of the stuff in here, this is all semi-pro stuff to me, man. This is, I mean, it'll get you down the road, right? But it don't get you down the road like my other gear did. I had some beautiful high-end Empirical Lab compressors and distressors and preamps and all that cool stuff that you could really hear the difference when you plug these microphones into, man. It would just, oh my gosh. But anyway, needless to say, I lost pretty much everything, okay? And I lost 30 pounds in 3 months, dude. I mean, I literally thought I was going to die. And if it hadn't been for my dog and family, I probably would have. And so, but anyway, I'm back on my feet. It's 3 years later, and I'm slowly getting my stuff together. And it's just, anyway, it's great. Everything's great. Sometimes we just get hit and we don't expect it, and you got to pick yourself up and you got to keep on going, right? What else? What other choice do we have, right? We got to keep on going. But anyway, man, last night, man, I had a great show last night. I thought it was really kind of cool talking about, different subjects last night. And that's what's kind of fun, Caden, is being able to talk about different things this whole month and not just be strapped into talking about audio gear. I love audio gear, and I can talk about that 24/7. You almost have to and shut me up because I love talking about audio gear and recording, man. That's just like the love. That's my love, man. And so, but it's kind of refreshing that I can freeform and talk about other subjects and stuff. And, but anyway, back to the pond thing. So there's a ditch behind my house, and I went out there 2 days ago and I looked in the ditch, and there's a lot of snapping turtles and whatnot back there. And I seen this fish swim by. I was like, oh my God, there's fish in the ditch? Wow, And I really couldn't tell what kind it was. It looked like a bass, but I wasn't for sure. So I came back here, man, and grabbed my pole and threw it in there. It had a little spinnerbait on there, and I threw it in there. And I mean, first cast, reeled it up, nothing. Second cast, all of a sudden, it got on there, and I lost him. And then I didn't get a bump again. I figured, well, maybe I had him, but he's not going to come back and bite again. So I went there the next day, same spinnerbait, threw out there, started reeling it in. All of a sudden, damn, wow, And anyway, I reeled in a nice catfish. It was about a foot long. Threw him in the pond. And then went back out there today, threw it out there again, and then caught a nice little bass, man. I was like, oh my gosh, man. So anyway, needless to say, there's no fish in the pond, but now we have 2 in there. So it's kind of neat, man. It's kind of neat seeing them swim around because the water is real, real clear. And my brother, he was going to put koi fish in there, but he's actually doing another koi pond by his house. And I kept going, no, man, don't put koi in this pond. Let's just, put catfish and perch and whatever we can put in there that's going to live and do fine. And so, anyway, that's what's going on here, man. That's what's happening over here. How you doing, man? How's the weather over there where you're at, man? The weather's beautiful here, man. I think, what is the temperature right now? Here, let's see. Today, let's see what the temperature was. Okay, so it's 64 degrees here right now, Caden. 64. And it's going to get down to 59 at 11 o'clock tonight. And then I think the low, oh wow, at 4 a.m., it's going to be 48 degrees. 46 is the low. That's at 6 o'clock a.m. and then it's going to warm back up to 66 tomorrow. So it's going to be nice here, man. Sunshine, and so the weather looks good here all the way through this weekend. I think Saturday or Friday the high is going to be 72 degrees and the low 52 with sunshine. So that's just perfect weather, man. We're having perfect weather right now. I love this. This is one of my favorite times of the year because it's not too cold and it's not humid, sweating hot here. Now, when we get into March, April, and May, and June, and August, whew, wow, man, it's like being in an oven. But a few days ago, it was incredibly windy and rainy. You know what? You know what, Caden? I am not a fan of wind. It just seems like when it's real windy outside, man, it blows up, all kind of stuff from the trees and whatnot here. And if you have any kind of allergies or whatever, it's just not good for. I don't like it windy. I did when I was a kid because it was like, oh, a windy day, let's go fly a kite. But I don't like windy days. Rainy days are kind of cool, especially rainy nights because you can sleep great. But I wanted to tell you, man, I've been sleeping with. I'll get on YouTube and they've got these. You can sleep by the rain or you can sleep by music or whatever. So I've been sleeping to rainy storms, and just great, man. Talk about knock your socks off and go to sleep. So it's been helping me sleep all night and not even get up till in the morning, man. It's great. It's great not to be disturbed in the middle of the night and have to get up. But anyway, man, yeah, windy and rainy. I don't like windy and rainy, man. Well, maybe y'all get some good weather. Maybe y'all get some good weather come in for you guys, and you can enjoy it over there. I mean, I don't know what's ideal temperature for you guys over there at this time of the year. But I've never even been to California. I've never even been over there, man. My mom, on my mom's side, she has family that lives over there. They were home builders over there. I don't know, some nice area over there. But they're all up in age, and I think there's only one that's living still. But he lives over there, and he calls. My mom and him talk from time to time. But anyway, one day I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it out there, man. I'm gonna make it out to California because I hear it's beautiful. I hear there's this highway. What is it, Highway 1 or something, that you can take, and it takes you all along the coast and up around the mountains and whatnot. And so anyway, I heard they did a lot of movies, or back in the day, did a lot of movie shoots and whatever going around on that highway. So I don't know, man. I used to watch all those shows when I was a kid, like Chips and I don't know, all those shows I guess they made in California, showing the highways and whatever around there. Let's see, Starsky and Hutch and Chips, and what other? There was one called Beretta, and these are old. These were when I was like a little kid, Dukes of Hazzard. What other ones did they have back then? Charlie's Angels. God, I used to be in love with Kate Jackson, man. I used to be in love with that brunette. Anyway, man. Yeah, you know what's crazy, man, is how fast time goes by, right? It's like, oh wow, here we are. I was talking to a lady the night. I went and got me a Subway sandwich. It's kind of like one of my favorite little places to go into, Subway, get me a little sandwich or whatever. And she was telling me there was this really, really bad wreck there the other night, and it was right when they were getting off. And the guy, so it was more in the inner part of the city here, okay? So, and the speed limit on the road that this guy got in a wreck in is 35, and then it goes to 45 at max. Well, he was going through a red light, and it was a 35-mile-an-hour zone right there. And they said that he must have been going over 100 miles an hour. And how he could get up to 100 miles an hour in this short little area, but he ran the red light, and they heard this, and it was so loud. You know how loud cars can get when they smash. And anyway, they were getting off work. Anyway, needless to say, I don't know, man. I don't think the guy made it. But anyway, I don't know about where you're at, but here where I live, Caden, people are driving insane, man. I mean, just really, really fast, just swerving in and out of traffic. You'd think they're on a racetrack, man, just trying to get to and from somewhere. And I don't know, man. It's like they're getting away with it, and people are getting in accidents. Yesterday was an accident right out here, and then I heard about the accident over there on Dowling, and it's like, are you kidding me, man? Wow. So I don't know. I don't know what's up with everybody. Everybody's just going crazy and frantic on the highway and on these little streets in town and whatever. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh. So I'm turning off. There's a main highway out in front of me, and it's 3 lanes on one side and 3 lanes on the other side, and then a middle lane. And I'm in the fast lane. I'm gonna turn left, so I need to get in the middle lane and then turn off, right? Well, I'm going. The speed limit is 50, and I'm going 50, and so I hit my blinker to get in the middle lane so that I can turn left, and normally when you're getting in the middle lane, a lot of times you don't look, because you're getting in the middle lane, and unless somebody's right up on you, get in the middle lane. But anyway, this guy passed me in the middle lane, so I'm turning left to get in the middle lane to turn left, and he's behind me, way behind me. I mean, I didn't even see the guy. He was just going so fast, man. But he gets in the middle lane and then passes me, and it's a good thing that I looked before I got over in the middle lane. You just got to be really a good defensive driver now. That's all I got to say. Just be a really good defensive driver, because there are a lot of people, man, that just feel like they got to get there first, man. There's an emergency for everyone to be somewhere right now. But, I kind of like really being a good defensive driver. I took, so whenever I got my motorcycle license, that was one thing that we learned. I learned a lot of things about safety. And I got my CDL license as well. So I keep my CDL license up to date, and my motorcycle license and all that stuff up to date. I can drive anything, but I don't. I don't drive a motorcycle, and I don't drive a big truck. But anyway, it was great doing the classes, because I learned so much, man, about defensive driving and about, leaving that gap, always time to get out. And what is that? Webcam, HD, XYZ, Brio, just go website and jerk off. Okay. All right. Well, we might have to do that. Okay. Anyway, man, golly, that was such a strange thing, man. I know. What does that mean, dude? What is that? What is that all about? Huh? Is that a hater, Caden? Is that what that is, a hater? I don't know. Tell me, man. Bro. Okay. Wow. I don't know what that is, dude. Do you know what that is? Is that a hater? Anyway, so yeah, man, just be careful out there, and if you're driving or you're on the highway, because a lot of people are in a rush right now getting to and from, and you just need to be careful, man. So I've been paying extra attention to my driving and how fast I'm going, man, because you just never know. Getting in a wreck and all that other stuff is not cool. So as you know, I've got I've got some video footage of my tracker that I was actually gonna put up and do, and I just haven't done it yet, man. And so I need to piece the video together and put it up. But I've been watching some cool videos on painting, and it may be something I might want to try to tackle doing, because the price that I got to get my car painted was insane. Just someone that comes in 2 streams and posts random stuff. LOL. Yeah, cool. Well, I'm glad he chose my channel to get on here and post some random stuff, man. I mean, how cool is that, right? Look, jerk off. Well, you know what? Everybody might do that from time to time. Anyway, man, I might try to tackle. Painting my tracker, man. It may be something that I might want to try to do. So I've been watching all these tutorials and whatnot on how to do it. And here's the thing. I feel like I can paint it and get by doing a great paint job. But here's the thing, Caden. It's the prep work, man, that's hard. It's the hardest, making sure there's no dings and getting all the little dings out of your metal, and just doing all the prep work first, making sure it's super, super clean before you start spraying and all the other cool stuff. And that's where I would have a problem. That's where I need help, man. That's where I need to, either learn or get that part done and then I can paint. I don't know, because the bid I got to paint a little bitty tracker, I don't know if you've seen a little Geo tracker, but they're little bitty cars. They're like go-karts, man. And but it was nearly 10 grand to paint this little car. And I thought it was somewhat humorous at the same time. It kind of like my heart just sank because I was really wanting to get my tracker painted. I said, "You're kidding me?" She's like, "No." And so anyway, she did me a printout, and I'm gonna be showing that on my video of the printout the bid and whatnot. And here's the thing: they've got so much work as far as collisions and whatnot. So I guess that was a way that she could turn me down, was just overbid the price, and because they got a lot of insurance stuff that comes in, and they take those jobs, right? They're going to take the gravy jobs that they can charge the insurance company and get maximum money and all that other stuff. So anyway, needless to say, I'm with a tracker that it really don't need paint. It looks great, and on the video you'll see that. But there's some areas that need addressing, and so there's some scratch marks that are all the way down to the metal. And keep in mind, it's a 1995, so it actually looks terrific for that being that old. But anyway, so there's some areas I need to address, and I'd like to do the same color. And everywhere I go, people say, "Oh man, if whatever you do, don't change the color of the car." It almost looks like a candy. You remember the taffy? Used to be called, maybe they still got it, I don't know, but it was called taffy, and it was like a candy. It would just pull your teeth out. It was so chewy, but it was like a lime green, like a green color. Anyway, my car is that color, and it's really, really cool. And everybody's like, "Oh man, that's so neat, your car." Whatever you do, if you do paint it someday, don't change the color. So I got to looking for the paint code on it, and I looked in the door jamb, I looked under the hood. There's other stickers there, but it doesn't say base coat color. It doesn't say color. There's not a color code. So I think I'm gonna have to call the manufacturer and see if they can give me, if I give them my VIN number, see if they can give me the paint code to that car, so that if I do paint it, I can paint it the same color. But here's the thing, man. I'm really digging a lot of that. I don't know, what do you call that, metal flake in the paint? Like you used to see the cars candy apple red, and it would have this, like, if you look close enough to the paint, you could see these metal flakes in there. It really looked cool. Now my color of my car, you can see the metal flakes, but it's not that much. And so if I got it painted, I'd like to paint it the same color with a little more metal flake in it. Not too bling blingy, but a little more, right? And so man, I don't know. So I'd really like to paint it, man. So it's just a lot of cool things going on here too, man. I've been busy with my work. My customers been calling me and coming out and going to their yards and whatnot. It's that time of year where people want to plant flowers and change up their landscape a little bit and whatnot. So my regular customers have been calling me, and that's what I really enjoy. I really enjoy that. I'm just getting to the point where it's hard for me to do all the work, and my customers are kind of high end, and they and I'm kind of like that too. When I get in the yard, I want it to be perfect before I walk away. I want it to be beautiful where we can all enjoy it, right? And so when you train people to do that, or to have that high of expectations. A lot of times you'll get them trained and then they'll go and they'll leave, and so and go do their own thing. But which is fine too, man. It's just I'm getting to the point where it's hard to do, wear all the hats, right? And so anyway, it's fun, it's beautiful, it's nice getting out in other people's yard and enjoying and taking something that looks that needs a lot of help, and then before you walk away you can take some cool pictures and whatnot. And it's always a great thing to hear from your customers. Oh, I love my yard, thank you so much. And it's just a good feeling, man, when you get compliments. And so anyway, that's what's going on here, man, in Texas. That's what's going on. Last night we had a cool show talking about why people are moving to Texas, and Texas is really a cool place to live. And so a few months back, I think I took a little road trip. We went to the Hill Country area. It seems like you and I talked about that, Caden, but I went up to Fredericksburg. I went to Kerrville. I went to a little town called Green, Texas. And it's just a great place for live music. If you like live music, there was ran into a lot of great musicians, single artists kind of doing their own thing. And it's kind of neat when you get in little small, quaint little places like that and you can watch live music, because when they take their breaks, you can go up there and introduce yourself to them, and most of them are really cool, and they'll talk to you, shake your hand, and hang out with you while they're on your break, on their break. And so anyway, I had a fabulous time. So Texas is really a cool place to live too, because we have just whatever you want to get into. I mean, we have the desert where it's real hot. We have the mountains. We have the Gulf of Mexico here, and we have the rivers and streams and creeks, hiking, camping places all over the place. So I mean, it's pretty here too, man. So it's really kind of what area you want to kind of move into. But here's the thing: the music scene is really happening in the Austin area, San Antonio, Dallas, and Houston. Of course, it's always been happening now, but now a lot of the people are starting to go to the Hill Country area, and it's becoming really, really, really a place to be for live music. And these cool little places, man, look like little hole in the walls, but they're really, you go inside and it's nice and quaint, and everybody's just super friendly. I mean, wow. So you meet a lot of cool people, and so I did a show talking about that. Should I move to Texas? And I live here. Anyway, it went over pretty good, man. And it's a place, maybe if you guys or you or whoever want to move to, it's a cool place to live here, man. It really is. There's work here, and everybody's friendly here. And so it seems like I used to watch these older movies years ago, and I'd see these old Doris Day movies and Rock Hudson, and there was one called Pillow Talk that I watched years ago. And people from New York thought that if you lived in Texas, all there is out here is oil wells and horses, man. And maybe at the time when they made that movie, that's probably what it was. But really, Texas, there's so much to offer here, and it's not just all horses, man. You will see horses in towns, but it's not all about horses here, man. You can get into the city part, and we got great food here, man. So if you like spicy food or Mexican food or Italian food or good steaks or whatnot, we've got some great. Now, if you like food that's bland, it may be something you might have to make on your own, because when you come here, things are kind of spiced up a little bit. We kind of pull in a little bit of that Louisiana Cajun stuff here, and so we get, anyway, my stomach, it doesn't bother me to eat spicy food. My brother, he can't eat anything spicy, man. It tears him up. But for me, I'm still good, and I like it spicy, just not too salty. I don't like it too salty where it's so salty you can't never get enough to drink. So anyway, yeah, man, it's great. Everything's good, man. I don't know. So you've been doing anything cool and exciting over there, man? Anything cool? I know you've been busy. I gotta get something to drink, man. I'm so thirsty. I have one. Usually when I go to Subway, I get they've got the sandwich that I get. It's pretty much a rotisserie chicken. It's not lunch meat or anything like that. It's chicken that they, rotisserie chicken, and so that's what I typically get, something like that. And it's so good, man. I gotta watch how much bread and carbs I eat. Now that I put my weight back on and I'm right where I need to be, I don't want to get past that. I'm 208. I weigh 208. That's what I average on the week, about 208, and I'm 6 foot. So that's pretty good weight. I think I could lose a little more weight. I think I could, come down to 185 or 190 and still be okay, man. But I don't look heavy at 208, man. I think a lot of it has to do because I go to the gym and work out. But anyway, I still got to watch my carbs, dude. But I will say this: whenever I get out of the gym, a lot of times, what I like to do, man, sometimes during the week, not every day, but I like to go eat a nice big baked potato. And they make this like a spud. It's like meat. It's like a meat barbecue or whatever on a baked potato. But sometimes I'll just get the baked potato and carb up. Wow, makes me feel super, super good, man. Like after I work out, within 30 minutes, go eat a baked potato. Man, I don't know what it is. And they're long-lasting carbs. They're not fast-burning carbs. But my pump stays longer, everything. I feel good anyway. But I got to watch how many carbs I take in and all that other cool stuff. So, I don't know, maybe about a year ago, Caden, I really started watching what I was eating, man, because I was just eating everything and it wasn't good for me, man. And I was going through a really, really stressful time. And so I needed some dental work done. And I went in and my blood pressure was high, and the doctor said, I can't touch you right now. And I was like, why? She's like, because your blood pressure's high. And I'm like, well, I'm nervous, I can tell you that. And but anyway, needless to say, part of me getting exercising and changing my diet, dude, was to get my blood pressure right and to get in shape. And so I did it. And so I got in shape, and by the time I was able to get back in there, my tooth was abscessed. I think we talked about that. But anyway, I had to get a root canal. And man, that was just, I do not want to have to ever get a root canal again, man. It's not that it hurt. It was just, I could actually feel him digging down and scraping all that root out. And I don't want to get another root canal, man. That was terrible, man. But anyway, needless to say, I got the work done. And okay, so anyway, it said Streamlabs had disconnected. That was even weird. So I don't know if you know this, but last night, man, I was on and I started the show, and I started doing the show, and you wouldn't believe what happened, man. My Streamlabs just went. It was like somebody turned out the lights, man, and I lost everything, and I couldn't. I lost everything. The screen went blank. And I had to restart and reboot it up and get on here and continue on with my show, and just did some weird stuff, man. I don't know, what is it? Are you having problems with your internet where you live? It was like it was almost like some like, I don't know, something just zzz, and then my screen went blank. But here's the thing, I didn't lose power. Like, my lights didn't go out or anything. They didn't flicker or anything. It was only the internet. The internet just and then I lost it, man. So I don't know if it was Streamlabs or what. But anyway, needless to say, I got it back up and we got it going again, and everything's super, super cool. But thanks so much for joining in tonight. As always, we appreciate each and every one of you here at the Audio Master Show. And tomorrow night, if you want to join in tomorrow night, come on in tomorrow night. We're going to be doing some cool stuff and talking about some cool stuff as well. So thank you so much. If you haven't rang that bell, smash that bell. Come on in and join on in with us. And I don't know, man. If you hit the bell, it'll notify you when I come on, and you don't want to miss out. So as always, we appreciate you. And until tomorrow night, we will see you later.